What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the HSN Podcast. I'm here with Johnny and Michael, as always. How are you doing, boys?
Pretty good, pretty good. What about you, Michael?
Pretty good, Johnny and Adam. Pretty good.
Why do you have such a smile on your face, Michael?
I don't know the way you said, how are you, Michael? Pretty tired, honestly. School's been a bit hectic.
Exam season.
Yeah. I don't even have that many exams this year. I have
Assignments, I'm getting killed.
Yeah, they've been brutal.
But yeah, so we'll start by how we always start, reviewing our team's week. Adam, we'll start with you for once. How's Calgary's week?
Tough. I think we're the worst team in the league in the last 10 games or something. So yeah, doing well. Tank for an unknown player that I have no idea about anybody in the draft class. But yeah, brutal week. That's all I can say about it, really. It's fucking terrible.
You guys, I found, played a great 40 minutes last night.
Oh yeah, fantastic 40 minutes. But
the last 20 was
awful. It was horrible.
Felt bad for Hannafin. Just double deflection. But Michael, how's the Leafs week? And Adam suffering?
I said on the last episode we had to take both of those games against Winnipeg because they just slapped us around last time we played them. And we did. We played really good against Winnipeg. I liked our defensive game. Didn't give up too much. When we did, Jack Campbell's solid again. I love him, and he has my whole heart now. Yesterday against Calgary, we weren't great the first two periods, and we still got the win. We had Hutch in net, so I can't even complain about him. And he's been good.
He's been good or he's been terrible. That's how it's been.
Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like we haven't gave up every grade A chance. I feel like he lets in. Well, the breakaway he stopped actually right out the gate. That was
on Backlund. Yeah.
Yeah, that was clutch actually.
But I think the most important part of the Leafs week was what TSN asked on Friday night. Guys, is Zach Hyman going to the Olympics?
110%.
Yeah, who was it that said 100%?
Jeff, who do you think?
Bro, I saw that and I was like, this is why people don't like the Leafs.
Honestly.
This right here is why people don't like the Leafs. I get Zach Hyman's good and everyone in Toronto loves Zach Hyman, but every team has a Zach Hyman. Brendan Gallagher's a Zach Hyman. Mangiapane's a Zach Hyman. Do you see me or Adam saying Monge or Galley's gonna go to the Olympics?
Dude, 100%.
Bro, Gallagher's more of a goal scorer, I think. I don't know.
No, Gallagher's literally Hyman. He just hasn't killed penalties anymore because he broke his hand.
He's smaller than Hyman. Hyman gets in. Hyman, there's no one like Hyman.
Gallagher gets in there. Have you seen where Gallagher scores from?
But on the forecheck, the takeaways, there's no one like Hyman. He's crazy.
Still, Team Canada, that's ridiculous.
No, he's not making. I could see the reasoning just to have different element rather than just 12 forwards all skill. But it's Team Canada. You're gonna put the best of the best on the team.
Imagine like somebody in their prime, Canadian boy. even though Hyman's Canadian, I'm not saying that, but then they get snubbed for Zach Hyman.
Bro, imagine I don't know. I saw people talking about Barzell, but imagine Barzell finally doesn't make Team Canada because of Hyman.
Yeah, sorry, Maddie, buddy.
You're carrying the Islanders, but
so much better.
That'd be hilarious, honestly. But Team Canada is gonna be interesting. I think just all I have no idea what their blue line's gonna look like. I think America might win it all. Honestly, America's pretty gross. I want the Chucks to be on the same line in America.
That would be unreal. That'd be fantastic.
That would be hilarious. But Montreal went 2-1 past week. Pretty good week overall. Just laid an egg against Ottawa on Saturday night. Just, I don't know. Sometimes we just have these brutal games. We're a tale of two teams, like I've been saying all year. But overall, good week. This is a show me week, I think, for Montreal here. We got Edmonton tonight. Then we got the Leafs and then Winnipeg twice. So honestly, 6 points. I'd consider that a dub of a week. But one team that will not be playing this week is the Vancouver Canucks.
Or maybe the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's what we're about to get into here. Just what do you think is going to happen with Vancouver now? I don't know.
I don't think there's a point of finishing. Just take their point percentage and keep that and do the draft lottery
with point percentage. Because I think we can all agree they're not going to make the playoffs. Plus, forget playoffs. This is bigger than hockey.
Yeah.
Darren Drake has been reporting some of these guys are actually really feeling it. They've had to bring some IVs to people's cells, and apparently they have the Brazilian variant, so it's like they're experiencing like nausea and stuff too.
Yeah, Gabe would still say it's fake though.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but who knows if the players will even be good in 2 weeks, even if they're not, even if they can't pass it along anymore, they're still gonna have side effects and stuff.
I think they were talking about bringing up all the comments, the Utah comments.
That would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
I think it is the Utica Comets' chance to shine. But I don't know, just even if it's like there's just so much that the NHL is gonna have to deal with here because yes, it's about like the players and their issues, but from an NHL perspective, that like how many games does Calgary have left against the Vancouver, Adam? Like 4 or 5?
2, I think.
Well, you got one that was canceled and you were supposed to play them twice this week.
So maybe 3 or 4. I don't know.
Okay, see, but let's say it's 4 games and they have to play the Utica Comets for 4 games. You'd assume that's 4 wins. That would put Calgary pretty much.
Not Calgary, buddy.
But that would put Calgary right back in against like Montreal and stuff. So like, there's just so much they got to work out here. Because like, I don't see how they would bring. I think it's better if they just cancel the season instead of having the Utica Commons. Then they got to work out like games played. It's just a real mess for the NHL.
It already is a mess. I mean,
yeah, they handled it poorly. The NHL.
Awful.
The fact that they were like an hour away from playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it just barely got canceled. So imagine they did play and then we had 2.
Calgary would be shut down too by now.
Easily.
Because I don't get it. When Godek tested positive on the Tuesday, why did they practice again on the Wednesday? And pretty much like that, Demko was on the ice doing like his pre-game shit when they canceled it. Like how do they get that far along?
I don't know. I was surprised that none of the Flames contracted it just by being
like through the arena.
Yeah.
It's
that's
it was poorly handled. Like
handled, but like also you got to think about like now, like last year Travis Hamonic was like, I got a 3-year-old daughter.
He's the person I feel most bad for.
Me too, because I mean, I think he was one of the first ones to get it. Like when it came out that like 7 players.
He was the second guy after Gaudette.
Yeah, so like I mean, like the stuff that he's gone through, like like I know he lost his dad at a young age. He had like a bunch of these tragedies happen to him, and now to get this after sitting out last season for the same reasons is just
He was easily the biggest name that sat out of the bubble off the top of my head. Like most guys that sat out of the bubble were like fringe guys that like didn't know if they were gonna play. So like Carl Alsner sat out of the bubble because he was gonna be like the 8th D, so it wasn't worth it for him. But like Hamonic was in your top 4, and this guy like made the choice like for his family to stay out because like for the safety of his.
I think he was a 60.
But still, he was served. Like he was served.
Yeah,
so he would have played every game.
He would have played instead of Forbert. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like you got to feel bad for him, but just hope the Vancouver Canucks like kind of recover from this. Like, I don't see them continuing. Honestly, I think it's like Adam said, they're gonna get point percentage. But Michael, like, what do you think about this?
I just think it's weird because like wasn't Dallas also off for 2 whole weeks?
Yeah, but that was at the start of the season. I think it's just so late now.
But like they haven't said what's happening with those games. Like, did they get rescheduled?
All like every game, like even Montreal has all been rescheduled now. They just got to think about what they're gonna do here with Vancouver.
Yeah, but the 2 weeks worth of Dallas games that got canceled, like they figured out already what they're gonna do with that division.
Yeah, it's all like in the schedule. Like the whole schedule's been out.
I didn't even know that.
I'm pretty sure everything has been up to date except like they were going to announce Vancouver's schedule, I think today, but now obviously they're not returning to play tomorrow like the NHL had originally hoped for.
Yeah,
I saw something that said like the other playoffs might start before the North would, and that would be the stupidest thing I've ever seen if that happens.
No, yeah, that's Pierre LeBrun tweeted that.
Really?
He said that because now
I don't understand that because the percentage of them making the playoffs was like under 2% now. So like, why even bother?
It's the same reason. It's the same reason that Montreal got into the bubble. The thing is, what's happening to like Vancouver is terrible. You feel for the players, but the NHL is a business. So, like, the Vancouver owner, who's a very active owner, he might say like, "Why are you shutting us down for the year? Like, we had 19 games left. We were 4 points back or whatever. We could still make it."
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I really don't see the point. Like
expanded playoffs.
if I'm Travis Hamonic, I'm not going
No,
back.
I guarantee you Hamonic doesn't come back.
I guarantee
you.
A lot of them, the ones that have like bad symptoms and aren't like a Brock Besser, Quinn Hughes type of guy, like what's the point? Especially the older ones that have families and shit. Like, why put your family again at risk? Like, unless they get vaccinated. Unless the NHL makes some kind of deal with the government to give them vaccines, I don't know how that would work out. But
I think BC is doing pretty well on their vaccination, so I don't know. But if the NHL just jumps the line, they're gonna get so much hate.
That's why, like, it's a sticky situation.
I heard, you know how they're doing like the ages though? I think they're also doing stages of like workers, so they have essential workers.
Like phase 2 in Ontario, like is like workers, and like even if you work in like a retail store, you're part of phase 2 technically. Right? Yeah, the golf town job's gonna get me vaccinated.
Yeah. So I think NHL players should be vaccinated.
But yeah, I just feel for Vancouver, like especially when you hear like, because most COVID cases around the NHL, these players haven't felt it because obviously like they're top condition athletes that are most likely asymptomatic. But like Vancouver, for some reason, it's because they're saying it's that
variant.
It's the variant. They're just feeling it. It's even like it's like 20 players now if you count taxi squad and like 3 coaches. Like it's just.
I feel bad for Travis Boyd and VC. They just
Boyd got it
there. Yeah. Oh, maybe VC didn't, but I saw
Boyd got it. Boyd's on the list.
Yeah.
Like poor guy. He hasn't even played a game yet, I think. It's just. It is what it is. Eric Staal's debut tonight, though. Talking about people getting off the COVID list. Hype.
Talking about we play the Texas Rangers. The Blue Jays play the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, bro. That's actually history, that game.
15 minutes. Yeah, it is.
It's history. First game post COVID that's going to be full attendance.
Yep.
Who?
Texas Rangers. Full crowd tonight.
Full
attendance. I don't know if they sold out because they're the Texas Rangers. No disrespect to them, but like actually all disrespect to the Texas Rangers. But
what? They don't have COVID over there anymore?
No, bro. Texas is fully open. No mask mandate. Nothing.
Yeah, dude. It's like COVID doesn't exist anymore for them.
It's crazy, but yeah, that starts tonight. The history kind of. But as I was saying, has anyone seen Montreal's lines for tonight? It is what I call balanced lines if I've ever seen them. Galchenyuk is the 4C tonight, even though he's probably been our center. Even though he's probably been our best center.
But that's just stupid.
It's because the lines are like Tatar, Dano, Gallagher, like they've always been. Then it's Suzuki, Perry, Anderson. These are how they listed. Like I don't know what's the first, second, third line. Third line, I guess because I want to give them a look, is Staal, Toffoli, and Drouin. And then
Staal center.
Yeah, and then fourth line is Kotkaniemi, Byron, Lehkonen. That's what I call That's what I call a deep lineup.
Yeah,
that's what I call underutilizing Kotkaniemi.
No, he's not. He's still in the number 1 power play. He's gonna get his fair share of minutes. Plus, they'll probably. I think it's gonna be similar to like how the Leafs handle Jumbo, since it's Staal's first game in the week. I think once like the third period comes along, I think Kotkaniemi will slide back up to where he was playing on Saturday.
Yeah, but there's also a big difference. I feel like Eric Staal's way better than.
Yeah, obviously he's better than Jumbo at this stage of his career, but like.
Dude, Thornton is so bad.
I was gonna say like he's dust. He's dust.
I think he has like 1 point in his last 14 games.
Like I get Leaf fans were hyped because he was getting points at the start, but like, bro,
I think they were just
Adam on their left wing, and he'll get some points with Marner and Matthews.
I would. I'm telling you, even with the if you replace me with Alex Galchenyuk, I'm putting up 50. Like.
He scored last night.
I know. I was like, yeah, Johnny's definitely cheesed right now.
No, I was happy because I was like, thank God this guy. I was convinced his first goal was coming against us on Wednesday. I was so convinced.
Yeah.
I was so convinced. So when he scored, me and my dad kind of looked at each other like, at least it's not against us.
Oh my God, I hope he scores against us.
I sent Michael like a GIF after that when I said like until Chucky does this, he'll always be a Hab. And it was when he scored against Detroit once in overtime, like he kissed the Hab logo. And Mike was like, I hope he does that Wednesday. And I was like, I'll turn off my TV if I see that.
Kisses the Leaf.
Oh, that'd be so gross.
That'd be awful. Is it in Montreal or Toronto?
I think it's in Toronto Wednesday.
Yeah, okay. Because imagine he did that in front of in the Bell Center.
Oh, it'd be just disrespect. He does like I don't know if you guys watch, like if you've seen the football highlight, like when Terrell Owens once scored against Dallas, like he celebrated on the logo.
Yeah.
Galchenyuk just does that.
Has he scored against you guys?
We're the only NHL team he's never scored against.
Oh shit!
And that's me knocking on wood.
He's got a goal against Vegas.
He's got a goal against. Yeah, he scored for Montreal against Vegas. I remember, but he scored against everyone.
Damn.
Because you remember
For Montreal against Vegas, dude. I feel like it's been like years since Galchenyuk was on Montreal.
His first year, Vegas's first year was Galchenyuk's last year, and I'm fairly confident he scored a beauty against them. Like he went around Fleury, then like tucked it in. If I remember, maybe that was Sherback. I don't know. It was a Russian guy. But talking about like history and stuff, apart from Vancouver, it's kind of been a slow news because we lead up into the trade deadline. Nothing happening on the trade front. So let's just reminisce a little bit. Trip down memory lane. Michael, what is your favorite hockey moment? Like just could be a single goal, game, like moment.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be my favorite trade or something.
No, like just like deadline. in moment. Like
I gotta say a game where I was there because that's when you just feel like
having against the Bruins.
You gotta feel energy.
I don't know, 2013
every game 7 I just love. I don't know which one. I can't pick one.
Don't forget game 5s.
And the game 5s. Oh, the game 4 against Columbus probably brought me the most. Like that's when I was most hyped for. Just because that late comeback.
Me and Adam are not.
No, I mean, me and Johnny were like, fuck.
Me and Adam were deleting so many texts and tweets. No.
Johnny, what did you text me again? You were like, it's okay, you can watch Montreal.
Yeah, like remember when, because we joke, but we were dying because James made a video of me saying like it's over, like
yeah.
See you in October, Leafs. And then I texted Michael because Montreal had just advanced like earlier that day. I was like, don't worry, Michael, like some teams aren't built to win in the playoffs. The Montreal bandwagon is now accepting applications. Please sign here. And I put like the underline. And then the Leafs won that game. But it's okay.
You were like,
then I caught
at my house, Johnny.
I was at your house.
We were watching Calgary after, right?
No, Calgary already advanced. Like I remember because it was about to be the greatest day ever.
Golf or something. We came back from golf or something, and then
we golfed. It was a great day. We golfed in the morning, watched Montreal advance. Like I watched Montreal advance. Then it came to your house to watch the Leafs because like your neighbors were over in a COVID safe manner, guys.
Oh yeah, because COVID existed last summer. It was like normal.
But yeah. So what game, Michael?
And then I didn't even text you after we won. I just let you send the next one. You're like, never mind, you guys are fucking unreal.
Yeah, I was like, oh god.
No, like the game I liked most that I was actually there for was probably I forgot if it was Centennial. Yeah, it was Centennial Classic against Detroit when Matthews he scored a goal to tie it, or no, they came back actually. Detroit made a comeback and then Matthews won it in OT with like a nice backhand. Either that one or I was there for the game 3 of the Washington series when we won in overtime, and then
was that when Nazem scored the OT winner?
And then we were in the streets. We saw Levo. I remember my friend yelling, "Levo!" It was fun times.
Adam, what is yours? I think I have an idea.
It has to be hockey moment.
Yeah, it's like your favorite like moment that Calgary's given you in your life.
Not many. If I'm going like Michael, I'll say because I was in Calgary for when we were gonna beat our most wins in a row streak, and we played. I think it was Pittsburgh, and at the time James was a Pittsburgh fan because Fleury was still on.
Yeah.
The Penguins, and this was to win our 10th straight game. I think this was in the year. I think that was the year we won 50. No, it wasn't. It was the year before that when Elliott and Chad Johnson were our goalies.
Yes, I remember you beat us during that streak with Elliott.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went to a shootout, I believe, and I think Sam Bennett got the winner. It was either Sam Bennett or Sean Monahan, one of the two. But yeah, the walk back, we walked, I think, an hour and a half back to our hotel with like a bunch of Flames fans. It was great. But then maybe my other one would be 2015 Johnny Gaudreau's game time goal against the Ducks, and then Michael Backlund wins it in the.
Wow, I thought you would have said another game from that series. I mean, from that playoffs. I thought you would have talked about when I don't know if it was game 6 or 7 when you came back from 3-0 against Vancouver.
Game 6, yeah. Stajan's goal is another one that's pretty close to the heart as well, because that was the only time I've watched my team advance to the second round. So
yeah, like not to brag, but I have way more to choose from here with all the playoff success Montreal's had compared to you guys.
I know it's true.
I've seen 2 conference final runs, but mine, if we're talking about at game, is probably I was at game 3 of the year they swept Tampa, and like Rene Bourque, who was just magical that playoffs, scored 17 seconds in to like the game 3 when we were already up 2-0 in the series, and just like the place was rocking, and then like the crowd all game was chirping Lindback. That was pretty hype. But I think my just favorite sport, like Montreal memory, has to be Game 7 of that year against Boston. Just because like 2 years before we had lost in Game 7 to Boston, like in double OT. So like just beating them that year, especially because they would just win the President's Trophy, when it was unreal. Like I'll never forget how hyped my house was. And then the next like 2 days later, it all came crashing down when Kreider ran into Price.
Oh, that's tough. I'm curious though. What are you guys' like favorite sport moment, like in general, not hockey? Like, what's your best, like most rewarding sports moment that you've like witnessed? I know Michael's is definitely Leafs because he doesn't really watch
Matthews draft lottery.
Yeah,
This guy was so hyped. Maybe
Dude, I don't think I've ever screamed that loud.
Maybe one day, like we'll put it on the HSN pages, because if we still have it, because it was hilarious. I was depressed because I knew it was about to happen for like the next 15 years.
Me and Johnny, that whole grade 9 year,
we're doing just draft lotteries
in the back of science class, just simulating the draft lottery.
And that was like when my beard first started.
Montreal would win more than the Leafs. Montreal would win the most, and it made no sense because they were like 10th.
My beard had just started coming in, so it was all itchy. So there's one part where I was nervous, and I was just scratching the beard. It was hilarious.
He definitely wants to kill himself after.
I was so mad when that happened. It was like Michael and then like 3 of our other buddies. They were all running around hugging, and I was just there like.
Shit. Matthews idiots for the rest of my life talking about Matthews.
I know. So what was yours, Adam? And then
Mine, I have a bunch. Well, one was great yesterday with Spieth winning, but I wouldn't say that's like my most, my favorite memory. Honestly, like as a lifelong Blue Jays fan, like the team that I've like, other than Calgary that I've cheered for, like no bandwagon, whatever. It has got to be Batista's bat flip or Edwin Encarnacion's wild card game-winning home run against the Orioles. Those are 2 like legendary Toronto sports moments. And I'm not a Toronto fan by any means. I don't like the Raptors. I don't like thing, but the Blue Jays are probably my second favorite sports teams after the Flames.
Yeah. See, I'd agree with the Bautista one. That was a great one, the bat flip. But see, that's tough because like all like the great like sporting achievements my teams have made was when I was like younger, so they're hard. Like Ferrari's last World Championship, I was like 7, so like I remember it, but like don't remember it. Italy winning the World Cup, we were like 4. So I'd have to say it's probably either Italy beating Germany 2-1 in the Euro 2012 final when Ballo scored 2 goals. That was real.
You at my house for that?
Yeah, like we were going.
That was hype. Yeah.
Your mom had
is Greece in the World Cup. I remember. I think they made it past like the group stage and won against. I don't remember.
2014, they won in the round of 16 in penalties. Yeah.
I forgot against who it was, but that was huge. That was
yeah, I remember that. But yeah, no, because I remember Michael's mom had like she has like a home office, and she had like clients upstairs. Like I don't remember what she was doing, and then we were just going mental, and she kept telling us to like calm down. But yeah, that was hype. And even like more recently, when Liverpool won the Champions League, that was pretty hype.
True.
Because we had lost in the final the year before and Salah got taken out injured. So the next year coming back and winning it was pretty hype. I was concussed.
Soccer's weird though, because that game was like you guys won just off the standings, right? Like it was just.
No, I'm not talking about the Premier. Like that's the actual Premier League. I'm talking about when we won the Champions League.
Oh yeah.
That's like the knockout competition, kind of like playoffs. But I was concussed during the game, so I had to like stay home and
I remember that.
I had to stay home and watch it I was in grade 12. I had to stay home and watch it by myself because I was gonna go watch it with my buddies at like a restaurant that are Liverpool fans. And I just remember I was on the couch and like when the doctors were like, "Oh, like you can't move or anything like too fast," and I just remember like 2 minutes in, we got a penalty and like Salah scored it, and I was like running around my house. And then I had family come over after for like my nono's birthday, and I was just on the couch dead because of how much I hurt my head from like celebrating.
Johnny's first concussion.
No, I was like my second, but my first like major.
Yeah.
Sorry, to you and Gabe, I'm nothing though.
I mean, Gabe are practically brain dead. So
yeah, but the trade deadline, as we mentioned, is coming up this week.
Right.
What do you think, Michael? What are the Leafs doing in the trade deadline?
I keep seeing more Taylor Hall rumors by the day, and I do not want him.
So I wouldn't want him either. He's a curse.
Not that I think that's the thing, Adam. Not that I think he won't play good and produce. He's just he hasn't won shit. Like he's just he's just a player on a losing team. I don't want to bring him.
Like wherever he goes, like
if you give up a first round pick, I'm laughing.
I guarantee you, Buffalo's getting a first round pick.
I think he'll get
first overall pick this year.
I can't believe it.
They're getting
Johnny,
a first overall pick this year because Hall was on the team, 100%.
you think he's gonna get you think Taylor Hall will go for a second rounder? Like, just picture that trade.
I think he'll go for like a second rounder and like a prospect.
No, he won't.
Maybe
He
a
won't.
second.
He'll
Okay,
go to
maybe a second and a prospect.
Nobody cares about their first round picks this year. You might get a first rounder in the 5th round for all you know. The scouting is going to be all over the place.
I think the one thing that I think wherever he goes, because he's obviously going to go, he's not going to go to like a non-playoff team. He's going to go to a contender. So they're going to be capped. I think Buffalo's retaining 50% wherever he goes.
I think he'll be a good fit in Boston, to be honest.
Boston would be a good fit. At first, like when I wanted Montreal to sign him in the offseason, like I don't even want him now. Like I don't even know he'd fit in on our team. So I don't even want him. Like me and my dad, like because he chose Buffalo over Montreal, like reportedly. Me and my dad, like I hope he just stays in Buffalo and like sits there now for not choosing Montreal. Like that's what you get. You think they're gonna trade for a goalie, Michael? Sam Darnold.
It all depends on Freddie, to be
I
honest.
heard some rumors about David Riddick.
Big save. No, I like big save Dave. He can't go to the Leafs.
Going to the Leafs?
Yeah.
I can't have BSD on the Leafs.
How much does he make though?
2.5 or something. We'd retain because we're selling. So I don't think that would be a problem.
Nah, not big save Dave.
Dude, I'd be actually pretty sad. Like he was that 18-19 season, like it was so hype with BSD in that.
Can you imagine 2 years of BSD being in Calgary, arguably the number one both 2 years, and doesn't get the first playoff start? Then he comes to Toronto at the end of the season and finally starts a playoff game for Toronto.
That'd be hilarious. He only played one playoff game in the 2 years he was here, no?
He
once, only when Talbot got pulled that day, I think.
Yeah, that like Jeff Ward should have been fired just for that alone, putting big save Dave in, who hadn't played in like 6 months.
And it was 3-3. The game was
literally 3-3, and then he let in like 3 weak goals because you guys didn't. I swear to God, you didn't even play him in that exhibition game.
I know. I think he got an exhibition game.
Did he? Well, still, like he got like the second half of the exhibition game. Like,
yeah.
It was just poor coaching. But I think Toronto's gonna. I think everything Toronto's gonna make big moves. I think they're making depth moves. Like they're gonna get another like 6-7 D.
Yeah.
Especially with like Sandin still out and maybe like a depth forward, because I don't know your fourth line. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Like and like apart like Spets has been good, but like I don't know. Like we said, Jumbo's looked. Like who's your scratch forward right now? Now that you've lost BC and
Robertson, can't he come in?
Right. Yeah, Robertson. Well, Dubas had I think like I don't know what it was, like like a press conference thing the other day, and he said he expects Sandin and Robertson to be big parts of the team from now until the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But Robertson he came back from injury and he got hit in his game the other day and he's injured again. I don't know what's going on.
No way. Yeah.
Well, this is why I don't. Did you see Laval? Speaking of the HL, did you see Laval in Stockholm's games this last week? Like highlights of them?
No.
You didn't see that clip? It was all over of the two guys fighting like side by side.
I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, our game on Friday night was a bloodbath. There was like 6 fights in total. At one point, one of your guys leveled like our kid Brooke.
Yeah.
So then there was just 3 fights. Like no, it was 2 fights side by side.
Wow, we just don't give a flying fuck.
But we killed you both games, so
yeah, we had that big winning streak, and then
Laval's I think the best team in the Canadian AHL. They've won like 12 in a row now.
Really?
Anyone that likes peace, stay off Twitter on Friday, Saturday night when Laval plays the Marlies, because if it's Robertson versus Caulfield, it's just going to be a war zone between have and leave Twitter.
This Friday?
I think they play Friday, Saturday.
That's pretty high.
For sure.
Pardon?
Is Caulfield playing for sure?
Yeah, he's out of quarantine tomorrow, and because then after that, like 2 games, they're off for like a week, so everyone thinks he's playing those 2 games, then coming up to the Habs. But Adam, what is Calgary gonna do at the deadline?
Hopefully, actually, like have some like. I hope he what's his name, BT like grows a pair like this size and just gets rid of the entire bottom 6. Get whatever picks you can, and then I want to see Matthew Phillips. I honestly, if Peltier, actually no, because he might risk burning his ELC, or maybe playing for 9 games. I don't know, because he's going to be a regular next year, 100%. Just inject some youth into the lineup for the last 20 games that are after the trade deadline. Get rid of Ryan, get a couple picks, get rid of Bennett. Hopefully even get rid of if you can get rid of Giordano. I honestly wouldn't even be mad. I kind of want him. I want him to retire as a Flame, but at the same time, like,
Is he a UFA at the end of the year?
no,
Then
he
I
has
don't
one
think
more year.
at what 6 something?
5.75, I think.
I don't think anyone's taking that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think we'll get a couple picks for Ryan, maybe something back for Bennett other than picks. I don't know. If you can trade Simone, Levo, like I would try to.
Like, not to harp
Or on
on
league
Calgary,
minimum.
but like, I watched the Battle of Alberta game, and Levo looked great. Why was he scratched last night?
Don't ask me, dude. Like, it's
It's
not
just-
even a coaching issue at this point. It's just
Well, no, right now it's like the players just aren't suited to the Daryl Sutter way. Like the amount of times I see Goudreau have like a 2-on-2 or like whatever and dump the puck in is frustrating.
Goudreau is playing with Brett Ritchie and Sean Monahan. He's another one that I wouldn't mind going. Sean Monahan. I don't know.
You're
what-
saying Goudreau. I was like,
No. Don't trade Goudreau. Goudreau's. I mean, honestly, like
Next year,
Goudreau
maybe.
deserves to go somewhere else. Like he deserves to be on a contending team. He deserves to play with good players. But like I don't want to see him go.
yeah.
Does he deserve to be traded? Should we trade him? Probably, but like I don't want to see him go.
I think you guys are like considered like a conservative seller. Like you're gonna sell off any UFAs, but you're not gonna like blow it up like Buffalo and stuff's trying to.
Yeah.
Montreal, I have no idea. Like
I don't think you guys will make a move.
every time I hear something about Bergeron, it's we're not doing anything. But then last time he said that the next day this guy made a trade. I think he just considers like Eric Staal, and then like when Caulfield comes up, I think those are like our deadline additions, which are two pretty good ones, honestly. So I can't complain about those. But I think it's going to be a very slow day. TSN and Sportsnet are going to have some painful coverage.
Yeah.
So now I pose you with this question: over under 12.5 trades.
What was it last year?
Half. I would go over.
Over 12 It's normally like 20 something, I think. 20 something to 30.
I remember we had a really slow year. I don't know if it was last year or I feel like this year, if COVID wasn't a thing, like just the way the contracts are set up and the players available, I feel like this would have been the most active year.
Maybe.
Could have
The
been.
the free agent class in the summer coming up is huge.
I don't know about like you two, but trade deadline just doesn't feel the same anymore if you're not skipping school.
It doesn't feel the same. Like anything like
That's
it
so true.
facts. Like because in high school and stuff, or in like elementary school, you have like you'll see all your friends the day after, the day before. You know,
Not even that. Like
grades and shit.
in like elementary school, like I remember in grade 7 when we had like Miss Manone, she was like super chill. So we watched like trade deadline from like 12 on while we were doing schoolwork. And like I remember running around when the Habs traded for Vanek because it was just hype. But like even like in high school, like I remember watching on my phone in the middle of class with like everyone, or like grade 12, me and Adam skipped school to watch the trade deadline. Like I don't know, just
It's a holiday. It's a holiday.
Yeah,
for
it's like a
hockey.
holiday. Like it doesn't feel the same anymore. Like last year, I was at university. No one in my like dorm really cared about hockey. Like in my like little place cared about hockey. Plus, like I was watching by myself. Like I wasn't skipping any class. It didn't feel like the trade deadline to me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Even this year with COVID, it's not going to feel like the trade deadline probably. But
I'd say over 12 and a half.
You think so?
Not by many though. It's
I don't
probably
know.
close.
I don't.
maybe.
I had
think
it at 15 and a half, and then I lowered it because I think I would definitely go under 15 and a half.
Yeah.
But I hope we're wrong. I hope there's just trades everywhere.
I want to see trades too, but I just don't think like it's going to make sense for a lot of teams.
I don't think it does either. That's the thing. I just don't see. And I think it's the only year ever, though, you probably see rentals more valuable than like guy with term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. It's
But yeah, this is
April
our
12th,
last
April
show.
15th.
This is our last
Well-
episode before the trade deadline because the next episode will probably just save for the Monday, like for trade deadline Monday, like and do it right after the
Yeah,
deadline ends.
Probably on.
For-
Yeah.
Yeah. But so I guess we'll just preview our team's week. Adam, what's Calgary's week looking like?
I think today's our last game until I think we have like an 8-day break because we won't play Vancouver. So
Who do you play tonight? Oh, you play Leafs tonight, right?
the Leafs again tonight. Blasted uniforms.
Remember
Yeah,
when mom said those were ugly, how hurt you got?
Yeah, like Karen, what are you talking about? She listens to me, so I'm gonna say Karen. You know, I think those jerseys are beautiful, and you're very wrong. Yeah, I mean, I really hope we get killed tonight, so we make more trades.
Oh, so this is your last game before the deadline.
I believe so, unless Vancouver like resurrects. I don't see.
I hope so. But you got to remember too, like the NHL doesn't allow teams to come back to like multiple days of like Montreal took 5 days of no negative tests. Vancouver's getting a new positive test every day. So like those X amount of days that they need negative tests for haven't even started yet.
Let's just say they're not coming back, and that tonight's game is going to be like the telling factor, I think, in what we're going to do on the deadline. I really want us to make like notable trades. I don't want us to just trade Sam Bennett and be done with it. Like actually try and help with the retool now, if you can.
I can't wait to hear about all the trades Calgary almost made.
Oh, dude. I honestly hate our management group with a passion. Like it's so bad. It's painful.
Michael, what's the Leafs week looking like? We know they have the loss coming up on Wednesday night, but what about the rest of the week?
Karen, if you're listening to this, you guys are going down on Wednesday. We're gonna go I think we're 3-1 against you guys right now, right?
I like the way Montreal's looks better. It's 1-2-1. Can't forget we lost in overtime.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Every game though, minus the last one, was 1-goal game.
Yeah. No, it's always a close game, Leafs and Montreal. I love Leafs and Habs games, man. Like it's just
Michael, we're getting it in the playoffs. I've accepted it. We're getting it in that. We are,
round. Dude. It's the year. If there's a year for this,
I don't want it in the first round though. I want it in the second round because it would just be way more intense. Imagine birth to the conference finals on the line.
Finals, and also who's the last Canadian team standing?
I don't know. I think Montreal's going to pass Edmonton.
What are
the games in hand? I think.
Maybe.
He said he thinks it's going to be first round because of 1-4.
But Johnny, if it is like lined up for the second round and one of our teams doesn't advance, I'll be so mad. Well, if my team advances, I don't care. But you know, I want the Habs as an opponent.
See, I don't know what would be like. I don't know what I want more. Like, I don't know if I want like Toronto just to like lose in the first round and like. Well, I think I want Toronto to lose in the first round to Montreal just because that'd be so funny.
that actually would be funny for you.
Whoever wins that series, just the other person can't talk for like who knows how long.
But we've been talking shit since grade 2, and our teams haven't even versed each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could say anything you want over text throughout the summer, and it wouldn't matter if Montreal beat Toronto. Like nothing you could say would have substance.
That's the deciding factor. Those two teams versing in a playoff series.
But yeah, Montreal.
It's insane for you guys' friendship.
Montreal needs us. Probably will be honest.
I'm so happy I'm not losing a friend for 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Me and Michael are gonna need a little.
I don't have to worry about it.
Adam, what are you saying? You're gonna be the biggest Montreal fan.
Nah, it's not like you coming to this side. I'm too depressed to. At least you had your team in the playoffs last year, so you had two to cheer for. Like at least your team. Like
last year, me and Adam were like joint Montreal and Calgary fans.
I'm just taking a break this year. Like
James will be a big Montreal fan for those 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, I'm still gonna be on your side here. Don't worry, we'll watch some games together.
Yeah. But Montreal's gonna hopefully go 4-0. Probably go with like 3-1. Probably lose all 4 in overtime, maybe. Honestly, with how their season's gone, but we'll see. So
here. So Zoom's gonna kick us off any moment now. See you guys next week
when we break down the trade deadline.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.